Hey guys, my name is Frank, which is not a made up name by the way. So, there are many reasons why I started this channel, including jobless, desperation, like many other YouTubers' origin story. But we'll not be talking about that today. We'll be talking about a movie called Spider-Man No Way Home. Yeah, I know I'm a bit late for this, but it took me some time to gain the courage, I guess. Anyway, so I'll just recap about what happens in this movie, which will take around 2 to 3 minutes. So please stay till the end of the video. And of course, there's going to be a lot of spoilers, but it's been a month now, so who cares anyway? So, movie starts right after Far From Home when Mysterio reveals Spider-Man's identity and the whole world gets to know that he is Peter Parker. And of course, people hate him because Mysterio portrays himself as a hero and blah blah blah. You know what happened in Far From Home. So, because of these problems, Peter Parker's friends MJ and Ned are unable to get into a college, and then Peter feels really bad about this. So, he wants to change this. So he meets his dear friend Doctor Strange and asks if he could help him, and then he casts a spell to make everyone forget who Spider Man is, and then Peter messes it up by just being Peter Parker. So, because the spell went wrong, the Spider Man villains from other universes enter this universe to kill Spider Man. So, did Peter Parker send them back to their universe and solve this problem? That's basically the story of this movie. Although it does sound like every other Marvel movie, it still had some very good scenes and good elements to it. It is definitely a special movie, and let me tell you why. I'll start with, did I like this movie or not? Oh, and did I enjoy this movie? I mean, 100% yes, I did enjoy this movie, but is it the best Marvel movie out there? Absolutely not. I mean, come on, did people forget about Infinity War and Civil War? Infinity War is like the best Marvel movie in my opinion. And Rotten Tomatoes have given 94%, no, 98% I think for that movie. Like, bro, no, it is good, but I don't think it's that good. I don't even think it's the best Spider Man movie. So I'll start with why I like this movie. I really like the idea of this movie. I'm obviously talking about the multiverse concept. Just to bring back more villains and superheroes from different realities is cool. But what's more interesting is that they decided to bring back old characters. I honestly don't think I would have enjoyed if new actors played the multiverse characters. Starting from William Dafoe's Goblin to Jamie Foxx's Electro. Just seeing them all back again was just amazing. When I heard Marvel is going to make a multiverse movie, I thought the whole movie is just going to be about multiverse. They will forget about everything else and focusing on bringing the three Spider-Mans and then just, I don't know, forget about Tom Holland, I guess. But they actually did something better, which is the character development of Tom's Spider-Man. When Tom was introduced to the MCU in Civil War, I mean, he was just a kid who wants to prove himself and wanting to be an Avenger and those things. He never looked like a serious superhero to me. I just thought he'll just be a kid, a sidekick Avenger forever, but in No Way Home, it wasn't the case at all. He dealt with the real problem and he realized that he is not a kid anymore. He faced real consequence for what he did, and that doing the right thing actually comes with a cost. And also, I really like the ending of this movie. Like, I was expecting something else, and something else happened at the end. It was a really dark ending, and it really worked. Like, when he had to make that choice to make everything right, it felt like he has become the best version of Spider Man. I mean, in this trilogy. Especially the final swinging scene was just amazing to see in big screen. And next has to be Tom Holland's performance. I mean, this has to be Tom Holland's best performance so far. If you compare the other two movies he did last year, this was just far better. He absolutely nailed it. They showed Peter's dark side in this movie. I mean, how he loses himself after Aunt May's death and tries to kill Goblin. He did a very good job portraying that part of Peter Parker. Also, Tom Holland, I heard that Tom Holland changed a lot of parts in the script. Initially, the script was very different actually. Wait a minute. So yeah, so the initial ending was supposed to be like Doctor Strange sends the trespassers back to their universe without casting a new spell. So Peter's identity remains public, but instead Peter distances himself from Ned and MJ to protect them. I think we can all agree that this ending doesn't sound that special. I mean, the ending we got was just good. This doesn't sound that good, and it is very predictable. I would have easily I mean, I expected something like this, honestly. A lot of scenes in the initial script include a lot of unnecessary comedy scenes, which I am not a fan of. So thanks to Tom Holland for changing it. And the next positive point is, of course, Toby and Andrew. I mean, I feel like if I didn't mention it, it will be a huge problem. So I was just so happy to see them together. I mean, 2 years ago, if I was told that I'll see Toby again and Andrew again as Spider-Man, I wouldn't have believed it. It was really nostalgic, and I screamed so much that my throat hurt for the rest of the day. It was definitely the best theater experience of my life. Every 5 minutes, people were cheering, and it was just mad. I mean, God bless to the people who came to theater that day. And I have to mention it, Andrews and Toby's screen presence was just incredible. I don't know if chemistry is the right word for that. They really work well together. Let me put it that way. I also liked how they gave time for all the three Spider-Mans. I thought in the climax fight they'll just show up, help Tom to win this fight and think like defeat all the villains or something. But instead they shared a good amount of screen times, and the conversations they had also were really nice. It was a good Spider-Man moment, and small additions like how they even knew about each other before interacting. These small moments really worked well together, and it was like one of the best Spider-Man moments, definitely. And of course, I have to mention about William Dafoe's acting. The greatest Spider-Man villain of all time, in my opinion, just nailed it. He was absolutely terrifying, especially in that fight scene in Happy's apartment. That was really intense, dude. I mean, removing his mask was just the best thing that happened to this trilogy, or the best thing John Watts ever did to this trilogy. Just his laugh was so evil, it completely freaked me out. So, that I have some negatives about this movie. And the first point is actually the villains. The same problem that Amazing Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 3 had too many villains. I really hated the way they dealt with villains in this movie. Like making them funny. It kind of ruins the whole Spider-Man movies. Because they didn't remain true to their characters. Except William Dafoe's Goblin. And that's also because he requested for extra screen time. That's why. All of the villains, when they enter this universe, they become a bunch of stand-up comedians. Like they start cracking jokes around which didn't match to their characters in the other movies. Example, Jamie Foxx's Electro. Not only did his physical appearance change, his whole behavior changed. Like he is not the same Electro from Amazing Spider-Man 2. He was just being Jamie Foxx, not Max. Which was, I don't know, it kind of, I don't know, it ruined some moments for me, I would say. If they didn't say it in the whole movie, I would have thought it's Electro from another universe. I was, for a very long time, I was actually thinking that's Electro from another universe. It can't be the same Electro I saw in Amazing Spider-Man 2. And turns out he is. And yeah, so there you go. And the way he goes down was just so stupid, man. Doc Ock just walks in, takes the arc reactor, and then Goblin cuts the arm very easily. Like, what? I mean, I understand there's only, I mean, the screen time of the movie was just 2 hours and 40 minutes or something. So I understand there are many villains in the movie, but still, it was very silly how they all got defeated at the end. It's even worse with Sandman and Lizard. Like, why were they even in the movie? They could have not just included them. I mean, it's not absolutely necessary to include them. So yeah, they could have avoided this. And the next point is the forced comedy. I feel like all the Marvel movies and TV shows has this problem now. Like they have to keep a joke. For some reason there has to be joke in every serious moment. It's completely ruining the shows for me. It's really annoying at this point. Like the zombie episode in What If, all of them are joking around when Captain America is a freaking zombie. Like what the fuck, man? It completely ruined it. It changed the tone of the show for me. Same thing happened in No Way Home. I mean, I love the moments when three Spider-Man share the screen, but still the comedy felt very forced to me. Like the I love you guys scene. I know the whole internet is celebrating that scene, but I just can't. I didn't enjoy it that much because it felt like they were trying to make jokes at that point. It didn't like gel with the movie. That's what I'm saying. But compared to Far From Home, this was just far better, which I think is the weakest Spider-Man movie. That's also because of the unfunny jokes in that movie. Not bad, but I think it's weak. That's just my opinion. And then the next point is, of course, Aunt May's death. Although it was very emotional and it was a turning point in Peter Parker's life, and it was a very good scene, of course, but it was very predictable. I mean, the minute he brought all of the villains to the house, I knew she was going to die, man. I saw it coming. It was very easy. And so, yeah, those are the points I had to say about this movie. They also showed the Multiverse of Madness trailer in the post credit scene, which I'm very excited about. I heard Tom Cruise will be a variant of Tony Stark and all. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I mean, as long as they execute it properly, I'm in for it. Also, it's directed by Sam Raimi, so I don't think it will be disappointing. So, yeah, let's say I'm very hyped for this. Also, we will be getting another Tom Holland Spider-Man movie as well. I think which can be done very well, although I have no idea about what's going to happen. I would like to see Tom Holland Spider-Man going against Kingpin. I mean, I want it to happen for a very long time, but it didn't, unfortunately. So I think it happens in this movie. And also, I would like to see Black Cat as well. I think it will be cool for a Spider-Man 4 movie. I mean, on top of everything, they should definitely make another Amazing Spider-Man movie. I feel like Andrew deserves it. I would like to see, what he went through after Gwen's death, especially after he mentioned it in No Way Home. I think it will be great, and I hope he fights Venom as well. So yeah, I hope it happens. And also, they gave a hint about Miles Morales in the movie, so I think we can expect him in the future as well. So that's it, guys, for this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And also, if you want me to do any movie or TV show reviews, you can leave it on the comments. I would love to do that. I'll definitely review it. So, yeah, thanks, guys, and have a great